Aha! Good morning. You've joined us here over at the Naughty Corner as we get ready to do this thing of ours once again. Let me see if I can reset the screen here. We're all good to go. Instagram, I have you here. How are you? Can you see me? 5x5 over on Instagram. We have the Facebook up and running. Facebook, good to see you over there. And over in our Telegram app. Telegram, how are you? Great to see you. Let me see if I can bring you up there. And I will throw that up there. Great stuff. We've got Michelle008 and Davey Boy just joining us over on Instagram. 5x5 from Davey. Good to see you, folks. Great to see you over there. And over here on Telegram. Let me bring that up for you there. Telegram, you can join in the conversation. Great to see our old friends, Margaret Rooney, Ronan Kieran, join us. Stargirl D also over in the house. Great to see you. I will be dropping a link in. 32, 36 joining us over on Facebook, Instagram. The room is packed. Great to see you over there as well. Let's just give this thing a trial run and see how we get on. We've got Dylan in the house, Dylan O'Shell. And the Enhanced Superman joining us over on Instagram. Fantastic. As I say, you can join us at the conversation. Telegram is replacing the live chat feature there this morning, and I will be dropping a link into the Telegram chat for any of you over there and for you over on Instagram. Fantastic. Great to see you as we still juggle these many balls in front of us. As you join us here, the Torino, the Grandstream, sat out here in the Naughty Corner while we await to get our live streaming capabilities back. Good morning, Stargirl. I've got to drop a link over in the Telegram first of all to get it strong. There's a link in the live chat if anybody wants to jump in and join with me this morning. Also, over in Facebook, we have still Mhaith, Eleanor Collins, Melissa. Great to see you joining us this morning. Keisha over on Facebook. Rocky Kelly joining us from Periscope. The gang is all back together here as we pool all the platforms. Great. Good morning to see you. Brenda also joining us as we get the gang. The posse is back together again. I'll drop a link over into the Facebook and Periscope links there as well. And Jean, there's a link there for you as well. I'd like to get all the gang this morning. Come back in and join me this morning. The link is there in live chat. Instagram, I'm afraid you're just going to have to coast along over at the side here. Great to see Irish Opinions and Carlin Millie. Great to see you, folks. I won't be able to interact with you as much over on Instagram. I might be able to drop a couple of smiley faces. We see a lot of people in there. We see the room filling up. Carlin, Michelle, Ruben, Dean, Paz. Lots of people joining us on various different platforms as this thing of ours resumes once again. For you tuning in afterwards over on live chat, appreciate your support. Please, as we always do before we get started, let's continue on by showing our support to our friends over at The Little Farmer. The Little Farmer, we love our enzymes so much, we keep them alive. 1 wheatgrass juice is full of your antioxidants and is equivalent to 1 kilogram of your leafy green veg. Just shake and shoot. Head over to the Little Farmer website for your and enter in your promo code GT for your substantial discount over there. Great to see. As I just want to drop down the flicker off on the go. A couple of articles to bring in with you, to touch in with you this morning as Ireland here, as we face in the Republic of Ireland another lockdown. And our good friend Jean is joining us straight away. Jean, when you're ready, I'm going to bring you in straight off the bat because we want to hear from the old gang. We want to hear how everybody's getting on. Jean, you're in there straight away. How are you, Beth? Great to see you.
How are you? Oh, God, it's great to see you, GT. Oh, my God. Thank God you're back. It's brilliant.
Just at the start of the lockdown, Jean, we have it all to face. We're not out of the woods just yet.
No, it's very sad. It's very sad. My heart's broken. We worked very hard. All of us patriots there watching your show, all the patriots around the country. We've been working like Trojans, like yourself, getting the message out, putting them under pressure. You know, we put our hearts into it on Saturday, I thought it was very powerful on Saturday. We had a sit down in Grafton Street. I mean, I don't know who's leading. It doesn't matter to me at this stage who's leading the fight against freedom for Ireland. I'm on everybody's page here. You know, we need unity. We need to stand together. We need to support each other in arms, and we need to do whatever we have to do at this moment. So I was very proud to be on Grafton Street, sitting down, doing a sit down, and we took a great opportunity to give all the information to people in masks walking down the streets of Grafton Street. You know, in relation to get the masks off. Come on, they're not even mandatory in the street, and you're wearing masks. And you know, we'd lovely kids, you know, listening to us, you know, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see the damage that our criminal government, criminal Mhaith are doing on our children, on the people of Ireland. It's heartbreaking, you know.
Absolutely, Jane. Yeah, fantastic words there. Just juggling a couple of balls here. We've got Instagram joining us over here. They can hear you now.
Yeah.
And working out a couple of sound issues. Yeah, but you're very right as well. And again, it seems to be with the more the protests and rallies organised that the government seems to have brought in this way over the top level 5 lockdown. Yeah. All businesses. Yeah. Business is now absolutely decimated. We spoke continuously on this platform here for ages and ages about the suicide rates going up. This is just going to send people over the edge with no empirical evidence, with no discussion on the mainstream media. This is just happening, and people are going to go to the wall.
Shame on them, you know. And again, we were on every platform yesterday, all day, all of us, trying to give information to people who do not realize or do not actually want to realize. They don't want to know.
Yeah.
The hate is palpable on social media platforms from these people. It's palpable. And I can only tell you, I pray to God so hard to not to engage with them and not be as mean and nasty to them as I was receiving. And it was hard. It was hard. You know, you've got people from your own family calling you out, thinking you're crazy. You know, and I'm going to say again what I said to all of these people. It's not about me. It's not about our age group in our 50s, our 60s. You know, we're the young. We're okay. We had a decent life. This is about our young people and our old people. Our young children, grandchildren, and young people and young adults are being deprived of a freedom of a.
And we just lost Jean there temporarily on her feed there. Hopefully she'll jump back in again. She knows how it operates. We get these little technical hiccups, but I'm sure Jean will jump straight back in again. I'll drop the link out again, Jean, if you want to come straight back in. Of course, here she is. Let me bring her in there.
I just lost network there for a minute. Yeah, disgusting government. Now, the only thing I can say is why they're trying the level 5 is because we made an impact on Saturday. We made an impact on every day since March, all of us together. Every one of us, from your platforms, from the street platforms, from the social media platforms, we've all made a difference. And we have these criminals running scared. We have them running scared. So they are trying to take us off the street and prevent us from spreading the truth.
100%, I agree.
They won't prevent us because we have a few other little things up our sleeves, you know, so they will not prevent us from fighting tooth and nail for our children and grandchildren. And God help them, because all I can say is may God have mercy on their souls when it comes to their day for the criminal acts they are doing against humanity and the people of Ireland and our country. And shame on every reporter, media, newspaper, radio and television Éire that stands by and reports this news, their news, propaganda of lies and corruption, because it's on their conscience too. They're part of the crime because they stand by and let the crime happen. Shame on them.
Shame on 100% as well, Jean, as we get more reports, not only for legal action about more doctors taking on the German government and governments around the world, but we also hear the sad news that a third child has died in Germany because contributed directly to wearing masks, the overuse of masks. A third child is a German doctor over on social media who is absolutely beside himself in tears and emotion, talking about that a third child has come out, and we are putting this to our children, pleading with not only teachers and doctors, but as you said, we point the blame firmly on the media class and the political class. But we're talking now, and I'm looking at directly at teachers and doctors. You will be held responsible for this. You are the ones that are carrying it, not the government. The government is enacting these guidelines. You are carrying it out, and you will be held personally responsible. God forbid that a child dies over here in the Republic of Ireland. I can't imagine what the child is and the parents of the family in Germany, what they're like besides themselves. Any recourse. I would say this to you now, and we are saying this as a group here on Facebook, Instagram, over there in Telegram as well, that we will hold you account going forward. This is the same as Nazi Germany. Just because the orders come down on high, you, the foot soldiers, are doing this to our children and our elderly, and we hold you fully, culpably responsible.
Absolutely. Every teacher who stands by this, every nurse who holds their mouth shut while our old people are crying in loneliness. Every one of you, every doctor that refuses to sign an exemption form for a child in a mask. Shame on you. How dare you? And every parent now at this stage that stands by this bull. Every parent. I know there's friends of mine's children who are struggling in masks, and their self-esteem is down at the floor. They're not feeling well. They're sad. School is not like it was. Shame on every parent. Enough is enough now. Shame on every parent who lets their child stay at home and college educate thinking this is going to pass. This is not passing. Maybe some of you are waking up this morning as we head into a level 5 and you might realize, oh my God, I wonder where this is going. Enough now. Enough. This is not going back to normal anymore.
We have Superman Tony O'Houlihan leading the charge once again. How quickly people forget the cervical cancer debacle that he was in charge of and the outright lies. And yet here we are trusting these medical experts to lock the country down again. On what justification? On the rise of cases, when there's been so many content creators and different scientists and doctors talking about the lack of empirical evidence. Cases does not mean deaths, and the PCR equipment is so fraudulent, is so fraught with error that it cannot be justified to lock down and deprive people of their livelihoods, social damaging the social damaging of our children being put back into school. And then with the outright clampdown now on people's movements, protests, rallies, demonstrations are verboten. Will we see the army on the streets as they are calling for in the United Kingdom, as they are? We've seen various movements of UN troop carriers in and around the country all last week. But then we have Oliver Crow, one of our councillors, our representative over here, talking and asking for the army to be placed on the streets so that we could curtail students' movements in Galway. It's a slippery slope, and these people are clapping. We're clapping for our incarceration. Yes, if it had been for the crazies down in outside the Custom House or the crazies outside the GPO every week, that we wouldn't be all getting locked down. So they framed it. It's worked in the government's interest now to lock us, or to frame the anti-maskers or the anti-lockdowns, the people that respect the free movement of liberty, that we are going to be blamed for this increase and this lockdown. And this is the way the government has it by design, to set each other. As you say, Jean, we need to come together. We need to put our binary thinking of the left, right in politics. We have lost. Politics be damned. I would say mass dissension and mass taking to the streets. If this does get called out, we should all make our way down to the convention centre. That's where they are. These Saturday protests, the weekend protests, as good as they were for gaining momentum, the emphasis has changed now, Jean, because they are going to lock us down, and this is takeover time.
Yes, I was absolutely. So we've done our bit. We've put them under pressure. We've written in. We've called in. We've emailed. Now is the time for action. It's pure action, and action will be taken. Action will be taken for sure. And if it's decided today that there will be action taken tomorrow, or that news will be coming from NEFA tomorrow. Well, the people of Ireland are going to be taking action to a place today, and we will just be sitting it out. Before that, Tracy O'Mahony in Galway was organising an information meeting up in her area, and I was going to do an information meeting this Saturday for Meath area, for all the people who don't have the other side of the information, what's going on for COVID. That said, if we don't go into level 5, and if people around their communities in every county can do the same, gather your facts, get a handful of people. Glenn did make a very good point on Saturday. He said, if you get 5 people standing out your local minister's house, local TD's house, it's better than none, you know. So we got a few people in every county. Yes, they're hard audience to sell, these people. I don't understand why they are sitting back and taking it all. I don't understand why the pub owners themselves, I don't understand it. And why they have not got up and fought for their lives. And I can tell you, I'm not holding up much hope for them to come out either. I'm not holding out much hope for these people who are rigid in their beliefs and trust in the government. And you made a very good point about the last cervical scare. Have they got short memories? The amount of people, that young mothers that died needlessly at the hands of Tony Holohan. You know, people, this is happening now, and I fear so much that we are going to lose so many people this winter. So many of our beloved old people who are now again neglected from visitors now because they're not allowed in until the time of their end. This is on the announcement of level 4 or level 5. And I know for a fact my brother-in-law is in St. Mary's. He's 76 years of age, and he had a massive stroke a few weeks ago, and he's disabled from it. And he's up there crying, waving at his family from a window. That's the appointment. The appointment is not in sitting there beside him, holding his hand and giving him a hug. The appointment is 1 or 2 people outside a window waving in at him. Now, who are these? Can nobody see this is evil? Can the people out there on the rigid people that, it's this time will pass, it'll all pass over. This is not even justified to be going on so long for it to even allow for the fact that we'll pass over in a few months. What's happening now is not justifiable.
Jane, just it makes you think that our government are so complicit with their and falling in line with the New Zealand government and the Australian government, as they seem to be hell bent on enforcing these lockdowns under the guise of the World Health Organization, who's coming out now to be proven to be have so many connections to the Gates and Fauci, all tied in. And we've lost Jean again there as well. Jane, a great voice there as well. Some of our live chat, I would say, over on Facebook as well. Melissa coming out with some great points over there as well. Jean jumping back in and joining us again. Jane, got you back there again. No worries.
Grant, yeah. Absolutely. It's so obvious. I mean, people are saying, I don't know what's going on. It's actually so blatantly obvious in the all news feeds, and I just reminded family members yesterday, when people are criticizing YouTube channels, when we were kids growing up, and I'm 53, we used to listen to pirate radio stations, and we'd love the pirate radio, and pirate radio was full of the good music and the fun presenters. And we knew what was going on in the world. Okay, it was all lighthearted for us then, but it was there. Now, they were all banned as well, and RTE took over then in the day, and official radio stations. And some of the pirate radio presenters went on to be one of the broadcasters. Jerry Ryan was one of them, and a fantastic speaker. So now what's happening again is, what I said to my family is, YouTube is the pirate radio. Can you not see that? You've just been manipulated into thinking YouTube is all lies. I said there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels with trying to tell the truth. If anybody dares denies that they don't know what's going on, they can't deny it. They can't.
Ignorance is no longer an excuse. Ignorance is no longer an excuse, Jane. You're dead right, because they are aware. They're falling in line. They are falling and desperately in line to get along so that they can get some semblance of normality back in their life. It's only a mask, Asher. It's only a vaccine. and these crazy people out there are forcing us back into lockdown. But I've seen so many of the, as you say, some great content creators over on Facebook, YouTube, citizens going out of their way, and more young people taking their lives. And and it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's not even being discussed about on mainstream at all. As you said, we're keeping our eyes on what's happening in Germany and stuff like that with the young children allegedly passing away. We still have to get some confirmation on that. What do you see, Gene? Other than I say mass dissension, we have Instagram again with some comments over there, trying to include them in the conversation as well, Gene. Mass dissension. We need to defend our country.
Yes, mass extension is coming today. I mean, it's for sure. It's time for the Irish people to rise. I mean, it's as simple as that. We've lost everything anyway. We have nothing else to lose. Do the pub owners not realize you've lost everything? Do the parents of college kids not realize education is not a thing that our government are looking interested in anymore? There is something seriously untoward going on, and the people, you can't deny this. There's something seriously untoward going on. We all know it. We don't want to scare people and tell them what the outcome is. But you can find out yourself. It's easy. And if you don't act now, you're going to be standing by the culling and killing of your children and the old people. You're going to be standing by this. I mean,
Jane, I want to bring in.
I don't want to criticize people and say, come on, you're asleep. I understand you're afraid. I understand you're afraid. But, it's not time to be afraid now. What are you afraid of? Say you're Our Father and say your Hail Mary and get on with it, And and I can tell you, we've got all these people beside us who are supporting us. We've got thousands of people virtually holding hands around the world in support, holding our hands, telling us and encouraging us we are doing right. We have got God saying you're doing the right thing. Keep spreading the message, Please don't be afraid.
100%, Jane. Jane, Melissa, one of our other regulars is here. Melissa's back. Melissa, great to have you back. Thanks for jumping in.
Good morning, Jean. Good morning. I hope your arms are okay, Jean. I saw you holding up that poster for many hours last Saturday.
Yes.
So
no
you're
one
brave warrior. Just to say, great that everyone showed up last Saturday again. Met many. Got lots of new contacts again. There was quite a few of us there that felt, I suppose, we've been out there quite a long time, as Jean has said, and there was a lot of new people coming out that are just awakening to this treason of our country and our people and literal murder of people in our nursing homes and hospitals. Unfortunately, I've lost quite a few myself, Jean, people that I've been helping with disabilities that have passed away in a nursing home where they should have been in an individual care home with a carer, never got there. And, a young girl passed away in her 30s here locally, which was very disturbing that someone of that age would be left to die in a nursing home in Ireland in 2020. Heartbroken. It's just gone beyond what we could ever have imagined. So on Saturday, like yourself, we've been out for quite a long time. We've seen the devastation. We're getting the calls of people on their knees. I'm up to maybe 20 SOS and Safe Talk calls a week, every single week, of people that are suicidal, trying to put that hand out there, asking people to hold on, that we are not giving up. And for those of us that have experienced all of this, we felt last Saturday that we needed to move a little stronger. And we did, quite a number of us. Some walked and we took a bus to the port. There was 3 ships coming in. Unlike what Glenn said, there was action at the port. We stood on the roundabout. We got beeps of horns. We held up our signs. People supported us outside of the city. And like you said, Gina, we hope we'll see you soon in Kilkenny. We are going out on our local streets. We put our lives in danger every time we go to Dublin. Our own bus had a nearly fatal accident coming home unfortunately, and our lives were put at risk out there fighting for others. We had a blowout on the motorway and spent many an hour there. So a big shout out to our bus driver who saved all our lives in his brave efforts to keep us on the road, and that we are putting our lives at risk when we do go out to fight for others. And that needs to be reminded, and we do need people's support on that. The masks of today, as you know, the sunshine clause, we always knew the sunshine clause. I know myself and Ronan spoke about it on the very first day of that sunshine clause will always be a movable goalpost. Please remember your reasonable excuses still stand, be it on public transport or in all the shops. We did many good works around the country. In post offices have actually taken down the no masks, no entry in certain areas that we have contacted. Schools are treating people with disabilities with a little bit more, less discrimination, I suppose. So we are getting the word out. We are working on a daily basis with the public in the 32 counties. And anyone out there saying that we are not working 24/7 for our people need to go away and take a good look in the mirror.
I just seen other stories here from one of our members over on Instagram over here. Cookie says, my mother went into A&E last Friday evening and now she's in a wheelchair. These restrictions are killing her. And Melissa, just mind your headset there. It's the noise is rubbing off. It's just crackling in the background there. Just keep the headphone off your jumper because it's rubbing off the microphone.
Oh yeah, heavy. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks. So just like little thoughts like that, people are now coming to the realizations that there's so many of us that are at the tipping point, at the edge of the precipice, that this lockdown is going to have huge ramifications going forward. Some of our other members over on Instagram saying this is going to take decades to resolve if we allow this to carry on through. And many agreeing with you over on Facebook as well, Jean and Jem. It's time now for people just to stand up and get out and take to the streets. It's the only way. Politics is lost. They won't listen.
Yeah. It's
the politics is gone.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, Jean.
No, we don't have leaders. No, we don't have leaders leading our country. Absolutely. We have traitors. It is what it is. Sorry, Melissa, go ahead.
And just to say, locally, we all stood in elections, as you know, there last February. They're nowhere to be seen. They're not even speaking on Facebook. They've just all gone under a rock. And what I have seen, which is really boiling my blood this week, and it has come out there with Stephen Donnelly there a couple of days ago, last Friday morning, I believe, and that all they're talking about is taking on extra staff. And this is where our HSE money is going. But that extra staff, and I saw David Conan live in the committee, the Oireachtas committee, pushing more staff. Yes, hire more staff, but he wants more staff for more swabbing, more testing. This is what Sinn Féin are calling out for. And this is disgraceful. That's all he could talk about in his 10-minute talk with the CEO of HSE was for more swabbing, more testing. We're well aware of the swabbing and the testing. We are getting calls from nurses left, right and centre all over the country in every single hospital. They are across the country saying that even if someone is tested positive, they are swabbing that person up to 4 times. These cases are just made up numbers. People, please be aware of this. This is no reason to put us into a level 5. We have the evidence. We have the whistleblowers. We are hearing the stories back. They are now swabbing the actual nurses every single week. Every week they're swabbing nurses. So, we are here to look out for the nurses and the care workers as well. And there are many of them very, very unhappy. We have nurses that have decided not to work more than 2 days a week because they are so stressed, knowing the truth, seeing the damage being caused.
What about those nurses?
It's just ridiculous.
Listen, what about those nurses that are fully aware of that are sat up on the wards, absolutely sat on their hands doing nothing?
Yes.
We won't open them out. There's no whistleblowers coming out to speak out. All the nurses in the UK that can see how our elderly have been treated, not only in the hospitals and the care homes, but even in the day-to-day, trying trying to get some treatment for whatever little small ailment that they have, and being pushed to the side and not given any due care. But nurses completely sat, and doctors as well, the professional class, going along with this in full knowledge that this is not the pandemic that they're being told that's being reported on, because we can't see it and the numbers don't match up.
Well, what we've been getting back from the hospitals is, a lot of the younger nurses are really all falling for this and jumping in, taking the swabs every week. But we do have very good nurses and doctors. They are not speaking up enough. We do have to protect them, Rowan, especially our beautiful nurses that are giving us the day-to-day breakdown. Hydroxychloroquine was being given. So this is just a new report. It was being given in certain Irish hospitals, but it has been stopped. It has been stopped.
That's terrible. That's unbelievable, Melissa, because it's now come out now in reports. HCQ works, and that is verifiable. Yes. As the Lancet report, it's true now that it works.
So we can now verify that at the beginning of this lockdown, certain hospitals were given hydroxychloroquine. We can now state this morning that has been stopped, and people that are in a COVID ward are not getting any treatment at all. Only those in ICU are being treated, and it's not hydroxychloroquine. We have what they're giving them, and it's not that. But those that are in suspected wards and that are actually getting no treatment at all, that is actually suggested for. So they are causing this. And this has to stop. If we have to take over our hospitals, our ports, and every home of every elected member, we have to move, and we have to move very, very soon. I personally have had 2 cancer appointments cancelled. 10,000 people a year in Ireland are diagnosed with cancer, and we cannot even get a phone call appointment. I don't think I've spoke to any cancer team since last November as the 3rd time diagnosed. I have always stood up for the standards of cancer care in Ireland, and we will fight this. And we have Emma up there haunting every one of them.
Good stuff, Melissa. Melissa, I'm going to let you go there. We're running out of time there. Thanks for jumping in and joining me this morning. But see you again during the week, okay?
Please, God. God bless. Stay strong.
God. Stay strong, everybody. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I do have 1 or 2 articles, but we're going to round it off there. I want to thank Instagram for joining us over there. Great to see you all joining us in there this morning. I will work on trying to get the sound incorporated into the Instagram. It's a separate feed for you over there as the jumping around. Telegram, you've been fantastic over there. We will touch in with you later on this evening. Tonight I'll be joined by Dr. Bruce Scott. Tonight I'll be joined by Dr. Bruce Scott as we carry on the conversation, and we'll keep an eye in with our friends over in Scotland over there. And going forward, we will try and maintain the stream. If we are indeed put into a lockdown twice daily again, we will start this thing of ours up again, and we'll try and round this up. So just a quick test broadcast to say we are back. Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us on all the various different platforms. We'll try and keep this thing of ours going forward. We will bring you as many reports as we can. Apologies for the flicker. I'm going to sign out there, and I'm going to let you go there. I want to thank you all again for your support. Please don't forget, smash that like button if you're new. Also hit the subscription button and the bell. You'll be reminded of future broadcasts on the Gran Torino. As the platform is demonetized, and we do have now live streaming capabilities rescinded from us anymore, we do need your support now more than ever. Please consider heading over to the Gran Torino website, World Wide Web, grandtorino.ie. Without you, there is no me. And a big shout out to all of you that have and are maintaining your donations going forward over on the website. Links in the description box, how you can help to keep us going as well over here. And if you would, and if you're not able to help in a financial matter, just smash that like button. It pushes us out into the algorithms. I will be uploading the show to YouTube directly after the broadcast here this morning, until such time as we get our live streaming capabilities back, and then we will carry on as normal over there. Why not join us over on Telegram? The conversation continues. Link in the description box to all the different apps that keep up. The Telegram is going to be replacing the live chat feature. We've got Stargirl D, Margaret Rooney, Seamus Baskin in the house, to name but a few. And also, Telegram is a great facility to keep contact with us going forward after the show and keep up the conversation on all Telegram. If you haven't got a Telegram channel, that is the future. That is probably where we will all end up, is on Telegram. And if Telegram gets streaming facilities, then I think we should all move over to Telegram. Live chat, I'm going to let it go there. Just a quick broadcast. I want to thank you all for your company. Instagram, Telegram, YouTube, and Facebook, Periscope. To all you tuning in afterwards. Don't forget, everything is backed up over on BitChute as well. And we are also streaming out on D Live as well. For those of you that are able to use the D Live platform, we're also streaming from there as well. Okay, that's a quick broadcast from me. I'm very annoyed with that flicker. Big shout out from the little fella, from the big fella, I should say. Great to have him back. We soldier on. I'll see you again this evening, 8 o'clock. Look after yourselves. Take care, everybody. Us.